Let the weak say, I am strong.
Right, you have the weaker, you have the countries that were weak economically. They're not doing better than the countries that were stronger economically before, and they have the capability to fight against these once so-called mighty nations like America, Great Britain, and the likes. Go ahead.
You say, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Yeah.
Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
Right.
Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And that's why the Russians and the Iranians and all these different superpower countries, they're exercising their military personnel. They're exercising the jet fighter planes. They're exercising the tanks, missiles, and the likes. Why? Because they're getting prepared for this great war. That's the spirit of the Lord preparing them for this great battle, all right, of Jehoshaphat. Which the line of Jehoshaphat is within that Middle Eastern region. Okay? Which is the Lord's judgment. Go ahead.
See, for then will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
And the Most High is going to use these other nations to go to war against each other. You know why? Because of what all these other nations done unto us. Because it tells you that the Lord is going to plead for his people Israel. It tells you that. And that's why the Lord is setting the so-called white man up, the so-called Japanese man up, and all of these other nations up for war. Because of what they've done unto the nation of Israel. You see? That's why this great thermonuclear war is going to take place. But that's the greatest secret in the world. That's why it tells you in the Bible in Amos the 3rd chapter, it says, the Lord, he doeth nothing when he revealeth the secrets to the servants, the prophets. Because he only knows the secrets of what's going to happen, what's going to take place, and the likes. Go ahead.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Be in this time for judgment. Go ahead.
Come, get you down, for the press is full, the vats overflow.
Read that again.
For the press is full, the vats overflow.
Yeah.
For their wickedness is great.
Right. So it's that time. It's that time for judgment. When we read Revelations, what is it? I believe it's Revelations, where it says, when it speaks about actually, can you get it back up to front? Let me see about the Father. You know, it speaks about the sick, put in the hand of the sick. Yeah, it's 14. Let's start with this. There's a sharp signal.
Revelation 14 verse 17.
Go ahead.
Another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had a sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth,
which represents all of the people. Right.
For her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High.
And that's what the winepress represents. It represents the wrath that's going to take place over all of you people. All of you people are going to get caught up in the wrath of the Heavenly Father. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have your thermonuclear war, and you're going to have the Lord intervene into that, and he's going to add insult into injury on top of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like the UFOs and all of that stuff. Those are the angels of God. They're going to appear in the midst of this thermonuclear war. Just like they appeared in World War II, but they was called the Foo Fighters. I'm going to say it again. You had, in the midst of World War II, you had the UFOs that appeared in the midst while they was fighting in the World War II. You understand? So the same angels, okay, they're going to be in the midst of this great battle of Armageddon, which just means the mountains of truth. Unlike ancient Rome, you had great wars that happened. And the same thing's going to play out again. But this time, the nuclear missiles is going to end the second leg of the ancient Roman Empire, which we're in right now. And that's all I have to say. I'm gonna let the brother now. That's the spirit. Check this out. This is I'm going to read this to you. This is from Isaiah 34, if you don't mind. Verse 5, it says, "For my soul shall be bathed in heaven. Behold," this is Isaiah 34, verse 5, "it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. And the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. And it is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of the lambs and goats," which is the people, and with the, it says, "it is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of the lambs, goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath set a sacrifice in Bashan."
Lambs and goats. Lambs talk about 2/3 of Israel. And the goats is representing Esau and the other nations.
And with the fat of
So fuck the 2/3 of our nation. They're only written down as the sword of the Lord. The four with their blood, the sword. Symbolically talking about the mystery. The missiles is going to get you. Whether you're near or far, whether you be in America or in the other countries where they're scattered, both sides of the missiles ready for you. Satan, one of the missiles is called Satan, or the son of Satan. So Satan casts out Satan. Because the 2/3 you niggas are Satan. So the Most High got Satan to cast out Satan. So how are you going to stand it?
Kill 2 birds with one stone.
That's so ironic that there's a missile called Satan.
There's nothing coincidental.
But that's the missile called Satan. So that's
straight like that.
You have a missile called Satan. When I heard that, man, I was thinking, God damn, man, you can't even believe in that one. Esau's basically exposing what he is, man. He's the devil.
He's Satan.
Because how you going to be a righteous nation about God, then you're God, I mean, what is Satan? That shows you that what miracles are about. Yeah? So read that verse again.
It says, "And the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and it is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of the rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bashan."
For a sacrifice, 2/3 of you niggas to appeal his wrath. The scriptures told you that there's certain spirits created for vengeance, and when the Most High unleashed them, they appease his wrath.
So strokes.
Get that.
Get that. Rock 39, verse 28. "There be spirits that are created for vengeance,
Spirits are created for vengeance.
which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Sore strokes. Nuclear destruction is a sore stroke.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force,
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force, man.
and appease the wrath of him that made them."
And appease the wrath of him that made them, man. Because who made them? The Most High, man. Yahweh. Made those spirits to unleash vengeance, to appease his anger, his wrath. So we read about the angel that had the sharp sickle. In fact, let's go into that. 14. First we get that.
that the Lord had created an instrument for his work. I got it right here, that's the spirit. Isaiah 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the wasted to destroy. Like he's going into God, how the Lord. I'm going to read it again. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of them that made them.
Maybe all sick. Okay, that's all. Revelation 14.
It's 18.
Verse 14.
Okay.
14 verse 14.
Revelations 14 verse 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud upon the cloud. One sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
Representing Christians.
And it says,
so representing Christians. And the cloud is talking about charity. Alright? Come back to conquer, man. So read that verse.
and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
Right, because the Lord, the whole shadow, is coming back to destroy him. He said he has a short sickle.
And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap. For the harvest is the earth is ripe.
Read that again.
Here it says, verse 14 again. It says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud upon the cloud, one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
Alright, let's talk about the harvest of the earth. Let's get that in on.
This is Matthew chapter 13.
I already know you're going to go with this one.
Excuse me. Verse 39.
Yep.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world.
Alright, so the harvest is ripe. Talking about the end of Esau's world, man. That's what we say. Esau is the end of the world. Alright? So this is basically the transition of the end of Esau's world into Jacob's world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is the prophecy that we're reading about. This is what's going to happen in the time to come. This is prophecy, as the scripture says. Get the scripture when it says, speaking to my people, words of prophecy. I believe that's fucking apocryphal, man. Second, the word fucking apocryphal. The blessed apocryphal.
Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 15.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
Right, so we're going to Luke. And really it says going to all nations, man. You know, Mark, I believe, is the 16th chapter. We're going to go into all the world, man, because Israel is scattered, man, throughout the whole world, to the four corners. You're going to have Israelites looking at the nations of people. Alright? Because the scripture already told you that there's a confusion of faces, not the change at all. Okay? Now this is another verse. Now Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17.
This is Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, and the 7th verse. 17. Ezekiel 3:17. The Son of Man hath made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
So we give them warnings from the Most High. Alright? The scriptures tell you that the Most High have no pleasure in the death of you that sin, but that you turn from your way, your wicked way. So they talk about when the wicked repent and turn from his wickedness and to do that which is lawful and right. And the Most High will, will deal with him according to his repentance, man. Okay? So, we're putting the blood of us, and it's on you, man.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to say prophesy unto the wind. Alright, so now let's go back to Revelation 14, verse 15.
The Revelation 14, verse 15. That was on 15. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Then another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire.
Right, 16. Matthew 13, verse 39. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. Right, so tares referring to you. Basically, heathen children that were born by the Israelite women. Israelite women that done slept with men of other nations, mainly specifically Esau. They say that the devil sold them, meaning Esau. Okay, meaning basically Edomites, man, born from Israelite women.
Go back to slavery too.
They said that them ones are gonna be destroyed, man, in a nuclear fire. They said that the tares look like the wheat, but they're not the wheat. They were sold by the wicked one. So you have a lot of our people, so-called Negroes and Latinos, okay, that look like so-called white people, man. Because he was fathered by the Edomites, so-called white people. And they're gonna be destroyed, man. Time to come.
Going into slavery too.
Alright? If you're on the line and lineage of Esau, but you look like an Israelite, you are going to perish, man. You're going to die. Alright? So it says, read the Lord, it says, verse 41, the Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire.
That's the sifting.
There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. You understand? The furnace of fire is talking about what? So it says, hell and death was cast into the lake of fire. They're the same thing. And the churches get stupid. No, there's a furnace of fire, and then there's a lake of fire. It's the same thing, man. Alright? That idiot last week, man, they were dealing with me said, no, you have the meek, and then you have the elect. The elect is going to go to heaven. The meek shall inherit the earth. Man, shut up, man. You idiot. You don't know the scriptures, man. That's why I had to tell you to turn around and walk away, man, because he's annoying me, man. Then he said, don't offend me. Don't offend me.
Business must come.
Exactly.
The business that it come back.
Don't insult me. I'm going to insult you, man.
You're bad man.
Anyway, it says,
Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Whoever ears to hear, let him hear. Understand? So it says that the righteous is gonna be saved from that fire, man. From that furnace of fire, which is the nuclear destruction. That the brother was reading. In the Bible, our ancestors prophesied of, man. And they saw the destruction before nuclear missiles were even invented. They already saw it thousands of years ago. Long before missiles was even invented. Long before the Sidon was even created or even thought of. We already had it, we already knew of it back then. Like if Ezekiel or any one of the prophets time travel into the 21st century and saw the missiles, say, yeah, I saw that, in my vision, bro.
Yep. Well, I'm going to back you up with what you said there. That's very true. This is 2nd Ezra 9, verse 1. I'm going to read all the way down to verse 5. There's a point. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Measure the time, man. How you measure the time? With the science, man. That's how we know that we're near the end. But if different it's gonna happen, we don't know where the time is. But there's certain signs that we have to look out for, man. That signify the end. Right? That's how you measure the time.
And when thou seest part of the signs times which I have told you before, like you said, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the eyes will begin to visit the world.
Yeah, so it's right there that science is what we use as a measurement to predict that we're near the end. Alright? At the very same time that we're near the end. Alright?
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Like you saying, basically, even before the this was even thought of in the creation of it, it was already set up. It was already set up. That's right.
So let's pray. So let's go back.
Verse 15. This is Revelation, verse 14.
So we got nothing to worry about, but we know what's going to happen.
Well, that's why the scriptures, that's why this Bible is likened to the comfort.
Right.
Because we're at rest.
But if you was about to run a race, right? At first you're gonna be all tense, you're gonna be all uncertain. You don't know if you might win or lose. But if it was told to you before you run the race, like, listen, man, but you're gonna win, man.
Yeah.
You know you're gonna win, and you see the vision of you actually winning.
Yeah.
Then you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know you're gonna zoom past every blood clot. Glass clot, man.
That's that Benjamin spirit, man.
You know what I'm saying? Gonna zoom past, what's his name? Lympho Christie. So you have nothing to worry about. So we got nothing to worry about because we know what's going to happen because we trust in the words of Yahweh.
Wow, rest. Your spiritually at rest. So it says, verse 15, it says, and another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice. Okay? To him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap.
Right, because when they talk about harvest, meaning their iniquities come to the full. Understand? You're an Israelite, bro.
He couldn't bump it.
You're not an African. And he's gonna be destroyed, bro. So, man, I'm gonna press it. Let's say, second, we're talking about harvest, meaning the grapes is
come to the fullness, right? He reads 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation. Right? So our people, they get discouraged when they tell them, look, most our boss know because you're wicked. Don't be discouraged. Because the Most High is only chastening us. For it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any longer time, but forthwith punished. For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, like Esau, Most High patiently forbear to punish them. Most High hold back, patient. That's how people say that the Most High God don't exist. But the Most High forbear, he hold back. They don't realize that the Most High's time is different from your time. But the Most High did it in your time. Doesn't mean he like you. Most High is everlasting. A long time to you is a very small time to him. So they say, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins. So dealeth he with us. So they say, come to the fullness, meaning the harvest, man. Least that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us.
Yeah, so once wickedness is reached to a high level, that's when he's gonna take vengeance for us.
That's what he's gonna say. Boom.
And that's why it says, like, I don't cut them. That's why it says in Joel, the 3rd chapter, the multitude. You know, because they're gonna the Most High is gonna bring forth his judgment for us. Because it says that he's gonna plead for his people. He's gonna use all of the other nations to gather themselves together in this bundle themselves to war, and they're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they come to the height of their sin. So the Esau figured, yeah, man, Most High judging us, let's promote more faggots. Most High not doing that, let's promote lesbians. Most High not doing that, let's promote. And they're out with wickedness and it's getting higher and higher. They don't realize it, man. You're about to get your ass handed up to you.
That's right. So you gotta read that again.
2 Maccabees, chapter 6. Start verse 12. Read up to verse 13. But it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any longer time, but forthwith punished. Yeah, because it told you that he's not back past the bounds. The Most High set the bounds.
I was thinking about that. Let's get that in Job 14. This is Job.
Yeah, you can't pass.
You can't pass that. This is Job 14, verse 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, and thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Exactly. So Esau think, we're going to do this 20 years time, we're going to do this 30 years time. Most High, man, you make a year go 5 months time. You understand? Okay? But in 20 years time, the kingdom could be, we're in the process of being built up, man. You could be, in 20 years time, you could be a slave, man. So you're talking about 10 years time, my grandchildren, and your grandchildren will be slaves, man.
They're going to be in the pits of the earth.
My grandchildren are going to be building. Yeah, they're not going to be building. They'll be building for us, man. You know?
That's right, that's right. That's what it says in the Psalms.
Their house is short.
That's the one I'm going to get. You know where I'm going. Bro. That's right, that's right. It says, Psalms 149, right? Now that's going into how, we're going to take so this is Psalms 49 in verse, I think it's Psalms 49. It says, there we go, right here. Psalms 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Exactly. So they're doing. Because when you're so high, you can't see that the people below you will one day rule over you. Man. That Pharaoh was proud, man. All these super kings that existed in ancient history, they were proud, man. They were building like they could never see themselves going down. All right. But lo and behold, the Most High put the spirit upon other nations to conquer them, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And some were put forth into slavery. Right, slavery. All right. So Esau doesn't understand that. You know, Esau can't perceive that in his mind. All right. So where we at now? It says, for not as with verse 14, 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 14. For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish.
Yeah, he hasn't punished them yet. No.
Till they become to the fullness of their sins. So dealeth he with us. Right?
That's right, brother. That's
Least that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us. So the Most High is going to take vengeance.
That's going to be a topic next week. That's what you're there, right?
I told you that the Most High is going to send his son for